Hey there, glad you made it to this recording where we can break it down and really get into what this sutra means. All right, so before we go into the word for word meaning of the sutra, let me chant it while you're looking at it here, and then I'm going to move to the next slide, give you an opportunity to write down the swears, and then I'm going to chant it again so that you can follow along, watching where the sweaters are, listening to my voice as it, might be a high pitch or low pitch or a middle reference. No, okay? Let me go ahead and chant it. Anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, nitya, shuchi, sukha, atmakyatihi, avidya. All right. Now, go ahead. Hopefully you have your notebook or whatever you're keeping notes in to write down these sweaters. Remember, these sweaters are for your own personal convenience so that you can study while you chant these. And you'll know that you're hitting the right note, whether you're going high with it, going low with it, or keeping it right in the middle. Okay, so take a moment to jot those down. And I'm going to go ahead and chant that again so that you can follow along with your eyes, observing where the sweaters are located, okay, and listening to my voice while we're on that particular vowel or syllable, okay? So here we go. Anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, nitya, shuchi, sukha, atmakyatihi, avidya. All right. Let's do it one more time. And this time, do it with me if you can. Okay? Try to chant along with me. Here we go. Anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, nitya, shuchi, sukha, atmakyatihi, avidya. All right, how'd you do? All right, you have plenty of time to practice, no worries there. All right, so now let's get into what these words actually mean. All right, the very first word, because remember, before I go there, we're talking about avidya. If you look at the last word on this sutra, you see avidya, right? This is what we get profoundly mixed up, right? These things that we're talking about now: anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, nitya, shuchi, sukha, atmakyati. All right, these are the things that we're befuddled by. All right, so what does anitya mean? Anitya means impermanent, changing, right? Not eternal. Okay, so something that comes and goes, something that's not always there, right? That's anitya. Ashuchi means unclean, impure. Toxic is a word that I put there because, I'm big on health. So I'm like, what do we know about health? Well, we got toxins inside the body. The body's not pure, it's not clean. All right, so ashuchi, this is an example. It could mean toxic, right? Sometimes we have toxic friends or we keep toxic company because they always stir up the drama. Right? They always talk about things that are unimportant, or we don't leave them feeling empowered in any kind of way, okay? Ashuchi, because it's toxic. Now let's talk about dukkha. I like this word, dukkha, but I don't like experiencing it. I like it because it's one of those words that sounds like what it is, like dookie, poop, right? The SH word. But dukkha literally means restricted space in the heart. When you look at the word du, the first syllable, du, and ka, right? Du means restricted. Ka means space in the heart. So dukkha literally can be broken down to mean restricted space in the heart, or just constricted, right? And when we have that limited space in the heart, we suffer. We suffer. It's like the big heart is like a big open heart, right? Nothing can really harm it. But we got to guard it. We got to be careful with it. I'm not saying just go be loose with your heart. I'm not saying that. But anyway, dukkha. That's what this is. So this is one of the descriptions of avidya in terms of explaining what do we profoundly confuse, right? And I'm going to go into a little more detail of that when we cover the next word. So let's go there. Anatmasu means unconscious. All right. Now, when you look at the 4 words on top, anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu, you might see a relationship between those. They look similar, right? When you look at the first, like look at them in order too, because they're respective of each other. Anitya, it means impermanent, changing, not eternal. The next word on this list is nitya. It's the same word minus the front A, okay? Because the A, like a lot of us are familiar with in language, the A in front of it oftentimes negates it. And that's what we have here. The A in front of nitya, anitya, negates it. So what do you think nitya means? Nitya means permanent, right? Eternal, everlasting, okay? If ashuchi means unclean, what do you think shuchi means? Yes, the opposite, right? It means clean, pure, not toxic. Okay, dukkha. Now you don't see an A in front of it, but you do see a different first syllable. You see du in front of one and su in front of the other. Dukkha, sukha, right? And they are also opposites, or different ends of the same spectrum. All right. So you have dukkha, which means restricted space in the heart. Sukha, right, is not restricted. Ease, not suffering, pleasure. Okay. And this is what we want to experience in life. Even when you think about the word, because you all know that I'm into physical health, but think about the word disease. It means dis-ease. Sukha is the opposite of disease. Okay? Atma. Now, if you look at the top with anatmasu, you can see atma in the middle, because it does mean something. You know, atma is the self. Okay? In that top word, anatmasu, I didn't break it down like word for word, but we could have. I just didn't this particular time. Okay? But it does break down. We'll talk about that at a later time, not today. But atma means the self, and khyatihi means experience, right? So when you're experiencing the self, right, that's when you're conscious, like you're fully there, right? Anatmasu, again, that A in front was the A-N in that situation, an atma, okay? It means not conscious. Well, atma khyatihi means conscious experience, right? The word on top, anatmasu, is the opposite of that, the opposite end of the same spectrum. Now, avidya now is when we flip-flop all of these things, right? They get mixed into a pot of gumbo, and we can't tell what's what anymore. And we often confuse one for the other. We confuse what's impermanent with what's permanent, actually. We confuse what's unclean with what's clean, right? We confuse pain for pleasure. How many times have you had a friend, hell, it might be a past relationship you were in, who knows? I've been there. Most people I know have been there. But you might be in a relationship that seems like one that you want to be in, and you might think you're happy, but it's actually causing you harm, right? When we can't see it for what it actually is and what it's doing to us, that's avidya, okay? Anatmasu, atma khyatihi, thinking that we're conscious and we're not, or confusing something that's comes from the unconscious realm. We can think a thought and it can have nothing to do with the reality and nothing to do with being awake and aware of what's going on. But we can actually think that we are onto something and we're not, right? Avidya. So avidya is like flipping these upside down, like living upside down and backwards, you know. And one word that I like to bring up a lot, and I've been bringing this up for years. Like I think when I first came into the classroom back in 2002, I was talking to my students about this. But this was before the internet. This is before social media. Now on social media, you can see this pop up here and there from time to time. But the word live, L-I-V-E, well, backwards, it's evil, right? So we got to think about this. Like when we're doing things backwards, when we're living according to avidya, right? It doesn't have to be a wicked witch or a wizard who's, you know, cursing. Not that kind of evil, but evil in terms of living backwards, living upside down, okay? We want to straighten things out and go forward. We want to live in the right order. So we want to undo avidya. Okay, anyway, I digress. Avidya, as we already introduced in the previous sutra, means like a profound, deep misunderstanding, confusion, okay? Well now, what is the overall, well, I'm curious to hear from you, like, how would you interpret this sutra if you saw those words, right? Well, how would you say it? All right, don't worry about it right now. It'll come to you. But here's what I got. Avidya confuses what's impermanent with what's everlasting, what's impure with what's pure, what leads to misery with what provides ease and comfort. And it confuses unconsciousness with consciousness and vice versa. Now, I came to this conclusion because I've been studying the Yoga Sutras for a long time. I think I caught fire with them. I was introduced to them in 2006, but it wasn't until 2010 that I really caught fire with the Yoga Sutras during my 2010 to 2012 500-hour yoga training in Vini Yoga. But that's when I caught fire with it. And in my study, I see that Patañjali, everything's given in a particular order for a particular reason. And that is what brings me to my definition, or like my expression of the overall sutra here, right? Because it's in a particular order for a reason. And it uses those first 4 words and the second 4 words in the exact same order for a reason, because it's telling you that there's a relationship with these. And that's why I say confuses what's impermanent with what's everlasting or permanent. Confuses what's impure or unclean with what's pure and clean, right? They get flipped upside down. Somehow they get flip-flopped. Confuses what leads to misery with what provides ease and comfort. And confuses the unconsciousness or the unconscious realm world with the conscious world, consciousness, okay? And vice versa. You notice I have there, because it doesn't matter which way it goes, it flows both ways, okay? So that's what I have. Now, in your notebook, go read what the 7 other respected and renowned authorities say this word, this sutra means. Going back to my, one of my original reasons for wanting to get people into studying the Yoga Sutras on a word-for-word level, and also how to chant them, is because that if we rely on our teachers and their interpretations or the way they word a translation for a whole sutra, if we rely on that solely and don't know what the words mean, then we're interpreting their interpretation, and that can cause us to drift further and further away from the essence of what the sutra is actually trying to convey. Okay, so go there, check out what they have to say, look at what I'm saying right here, but study what these words mean and try to put it into your own words. Okay, all right, that's it for now. I love you, and I will see you on the next video.